Okay, chat, I think I'm more or less ready to switch over. Unfortunately, it's doing a title crawl at the moment, so I'm gonna let it play again, and I'm gonna switch over to the visuals. I'm just listening to the sounds. Hopefully it sounds okay to you. But this one is only really came out in Japan, so it's kind of hard to find a working copy that you could play. So I do not recommend trying to find it out. It is not worth getting in like the second hand, in my opinion, so far. But who knows? Maybe we'll play a bit more and things will turn around. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit a button since it is really just kind of continuing on. Okay, there we go. So let's switch into the game proper, and hopefully this will be captured. Aha. There we go. I think that looks okay. It's kind of a weird, I don't know. We'll see. I'm not sure if I'm doing this correctly in terms of like the aspect ratio. It's definitely, it cuts off a little tiny bit at the bottom, but when I play the game normally on this particular capture, it doesn't really show you more. Like when we're seeing this, you're not missing anything. So we're just gonna let the intro play, chat. I don't think I've actually watched this through. Yeah, so Adel went through like a couple different evolutions. Like we had the ability to look at what he used to look like, I think in East 1 and 2 for people that were looking for his classic look. Now we're gonna see the beginning again. There was a big long text crawl. You might have heard this music when we started up. So we'll read it together, chat, because I also did not really pay attention to the text crawl. We're gonna give it like a good 4-minute head start before I start reading. Okay. Long ago, in the Kefin Desert on the continent of Africa. Oh god, that's gonna get me every time, chat. Really, Africa. A strong wind blew throughout the night. A sandstorm was raging. What brings you to this place? Could it be the ancient legend of Kefin? This legend has been handed down for generations and still endures in the village. This legend tells of an ancient city in the Kefin Desert. A phantom from this lost city still haunts the Kefin area. With its ancient tradition of alchemy, who told you such a rumor? We have never heard of any treasure around here. Do you believe such a treasure really exists? This region is desolate. You will need courage, an adventurous spirit, and a bold will. Okay, chat, so to get some timeline on this, because I'm not too familiar with this game, so basically, if we take East 1 and 2, we can assume this is like the equivalency of year 1. East 4 was a year after that. East 3 was 2 years after the first 2 games, and this one appears to be 3 years after the first 2 games. So after this game, chronologically, we go from here to Lacrimosa. So that's a little fun fact, chat. So I don't know too much about the game. I think we'll take a look at it. It really just depends on how playable it is. If it plays okay, I mean, we'll try to beat it, but You never know, chat. This is a pretty old game. Uh-oh, the girl had lost her memory. And strangely enough, long pause. No one in the nearby towns knew who she was. I decided to bring her back to Sandria with me. And then... ... our infamous ... chat. 2 years passed in what seemed like no time at all. I think I'm also speaking slower because the dialogue is so slow. Hopefully the in-game dialogue is not that slow. I think I would be driven absolutely mad if it goes that slow. Oh, that's much better. Stein says this. Whoa. Oh, apparently it's just going by real quick. Okay, so the father is going to a cave, and he says he's off, and the daughter says to take care. And it's dangerous. Wow, that's like a complete inverse of text speed. Like, that was really quick. Like, I could only read some of that. It's been 2 years since Deanna came to live here. You'd almost think she was his own flesh and blood. It's so wonderful, says Joanna. Like, if you speak fast enough, you can keep up with it. So it's been 2 years, and that was the last I ever saw of my father, Stein. So this would have taken place during East 4, technically? If it was 2 years ago? So now we have earned the right to go back to the title screen. There we go, chat. So hopefully control is working, because again, this is it wasn't playing very nicely with my control stick, so I'll be playing this with the D-pad. I mean, it makes sense. I mean, the Famicom did not have a control stick, so the conversions for using the controller hookup to it just don't quite work. That's okay. Also, you can only hit start to start, by the way. I was pressing every button. So we'll see how the chat feels about the game. We're gonna give it like a good hour or so to see if you prefer that kind of style game, because again, this is definitely a much older game. Rad the Sailor says, take care, Adel. Alright, so we got a jump button. We can move diagonal, that's good. More importantly, diagonal works. Okay, so I think what I'm gonna do is I can go ahead and safely close the preview. It looks like it's good for you guys. Let the Sailor says, this is the town of Sandria. Okay, I'm gonna ignore the soldiers. Okay, so here's one thing I'm learning. If I'm jumping, I'm hitting the opposite direction while jumping, chat. It does not let you change in midair, so it's one of those committal jumps. That's important to know as we go forward. Let's press buttons. What do buttons do? I've hit the equivalency of, I think, X on the SNES. We have something called Flux Stone. We can configure our controls in case it's not how I want it, but I think with my virtual settings, I think I can flip it anyway. So this is irrelevant, but it's nice, I guess. Oh, so we got equipment. Let's see what equipment we have. Absolutely nothing. Oh, this... Chat, this menu is screaming to me Final Fantasy II. I don't know if any of you have played Final Fantasy II on the SNES, or I think it's technically Final Fantasy IV in the Eastern release. But man, this is like the same color shade and everything that was on all of those menus at the time. Sound effects are a bit weird. Like the... We're apparently not at max MP for some reason. Book of the Storekeeper says, this is Master Doorman's warehouse. Don't go snooping around here. And he'll also say that if I try to snoop around. Makes sense. Okay, so I want to see one thing in the customize, actually, because maybe it's more than controls. Okay, I did test this. Remove stone with sword? I don't know what that means. I'm not going to touch that. I don't know what that means. But this text speed is apparently on fast. So if I put it to 3, it'll go ultra slow. And just to torture you, chat, I'm going to show you how slow it goes. But we'll pause on that for a little bit. So we could change the armor color a little bit, which is very different than the other games. Like, you could kind of see, like, him glowing a little more. Like, this one's more obvious that I changed it. We could give him more, like, a bronze or, like, a dark armor. I don't like the 5 and 5, to be honest. I guess we could give him a little more color. 5 and 5. So it looks like we can also change our window. Oh, this is... Wait a minute. This is, like, straight up from Final Fantasy 2/4. Did Square Enix, like... Did they steal from Square Enix? Or I guess it would have been Square at the time? Like, this is straight... Like, this is... This one is, like, straight up from the other game. These two, I don't think so. We'll change it. So, I'm not liking that yellow and red in the corner. Can we have something more traditional? Ooh, I kind of like the green. Yeah, I'm liking how that pops with the darker colors. Alright, so now we're different colors. Alright, chat, are you ready for the dialogue? Watch this. Let me trigger it. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. Just look at that dialogue. I don't think I could get through the game if we leave it on that. I might be driven mad. So let's put that back. Mon the sailor says if you head straight north, it'll take you out of the city. Okay. Serge the sailor says if you're leaving, make sure you're properly equipped. See, chat, I made sure. I double checked. We do not have a sword. I don't know what Adol does between adventurers. Like, he just loses his swords randomly. Like, I understand why we lost the Brave Sword in the last game, but, like, what happened to all of his other gear? What are you gonna do to us, soldiers? A foreign adventurer, eh? We're the town guards of Sandria. There have been a lot of thieves and damage to the ruins lately. So before you could come into town, we'll have to check you over. Oh, we're being mugged. Oh, I like that disintegration into the pixels. I've only seen that used in a couple games. Captain Reese says, a red-haired traveler. Yes, ma'am, Captain Reese. We thought he looked suspicious and decided to question him. I mean, he's got red hair. I mean, you're allowed to check. So Captain Reese says, he should pose no trouble. He seems to have simply arrived by boat like all the other travelers. Yeah, what happened to our other boat, by the way? Did we just abandon it? Oh, Adol. If you have so much spare time, go and look for the black marketers in town. My name is Reese, captain of the guard. My men have a habit of being suspicious of anyone who looks like a foreigner. I'm sorry for any trouble they caused you. Get moving, you two. Goodbye, guards. So we just kind of got mugged and we got saved, so that, I guess we're learning about the factions. Oh, I wasn't sure if this was a wall or not. Oh, we could jump on the barrels. Oh. That's a little confusing visually, but I think I get what they're going for. Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong, Chris. You're not wrong. They're very, very questionable guards. What happens if we talk to him again? Go on, get lost! Says unnamed soldier. There's a little path over here. Where does this lead, chat? A little dock. Not really sure what the purpose of that is. Lee the Traveler says, I came to this place because I heard stories of the lost city. But I have no idea where to even begin looking for it. Maybe I should just go home. Okay, so we're... Alright, well, we're just gonna keep exploring, chat, because again, we're kind of left on our own to figure things out, because it's just a SNES style kind of game. Soldier says, this is Master Doorman's mansion. Private entry only, now get lost. Okay, so I imagine we're here to see him. So we have to be thinking to ourselves, what can we do to get his attention? Because leaving town without a weapon is suicide. We're not going to bother. So is there somewhere in town we could go? We'll talk to the little girl first. Meg says, Mr. Doorman lives in that huge house to the north. I sure would love to live somewhere like that. Okay, so do we have enough money to make a purchase? Gems, no items to trade. Sell. We could sell a healing potion, and that would not net us anything interesting, but these are the armor prices, so we have a fifth of what's needed for the shield. That's really sad, chat. Ellie the clerk says, have a nice day. We're too poor to equip ourselves, chat. We're the worst adventurers. We're like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna sail across the seas with no weapons. I'm sure things will be fine. Let's take a look at the weapons store. Guess this is the shop music. How much is the... Oh, it's also 500. Ugh. Hello, Biggs. Oh, we could break into the door. Hermes the alchemist says, oh, you want to make some flux stone? If you bring me the elements needed, I could do it for you. You want to deal with monsters, my weapons are just what you need. Okay, we get unique dialogue if we talk from behind. Think we'll go to the pub eventually. Let's check out the other places. The sign on the door reads Niana's item shop. No one seems to be in. Kinda says, Niana's not in now. The store is closed right now. You're an adventurer, right? We see a lot of your type around here lately. Hey, what is it you're searching for? I guess treasure. Now we're back here. So the only place we haven't really explored so far that we saw was the pub. Wayne says, I wonder where Niana could have gone. I guess I could shop with the traveling merchant at the inn. But honestly, I'd rather give my business to Niana. Okay. See, that's good to know. So they're the backup merchants in the pub. Different music, kind of nice. Lopez says, now, I don't want to say this too loudly, but the town guard around here is really suspicious. I just get the feeling that they're up to no good. Hurley says, the town guard has 3 other leaders aside from Rize. Actually, chat, am I saying that right? I have no idea. I feel so bad with names. I'm so horribly inept at it. Hurley says, something about them makes me nervous, though. I sure wouldn't want to meet them in the flesh. There's like a notice here. Watch out for black marketers, Sandria town guard. Fair enough. Joanna the bartender says, hey, what can I do for you? Oh, we can talk to her. What you interested in? So we'll ask about Sandria first. This here's a port city, the hub of trade between the north and south. Oh, and then we have to talk to her again. It says, okay, so we're asking about the city. Oh, that's a legend around these parts from long ago. Supposedly it's full of gold and wishes come true and all that malarkey. So, we get lots of adventurers coming here to look for it. You know, you kind of look like an adventurer yourself. you look like one of them there foreigners. That's like what she's gonna say. It's basically to that extent. Says, I guess you came here to look for the Phantom City too? Well, check out that notice posted on the wall then. Well, maybe there's more than one notice, because the notice on the left just mentioned the black marketers. Old Moneybags, Mr. Doorman's been looking for adventurers to find that place himself. Okay, so he'll give us money to get equipment so that we can leave town. Okay, I'm getting the flow of what the game wants us to do. So we'll ask about Niana, who we don't. I guess technically we know her name from the other person. She says, oh, the girl who runs the item shop? Last I heard, hun, she went to the Foresta village. Okay. Where's that at relative to us? Us. What you need with her? If you need to buy something, why not go to the inn? They got traveling merchants staying there all the time, so you can find what you need. This is the second person that tells me I could go to the inn, but we're not going to do that. I mean, you're not wrong. I do kind of get that feeling from most of these characters so far. So, much like a typical adventure, the first thing we try to do is raid their house. We don't respect boundaries. Okay, so let's talk to these two before we look at the other notice. Lath says, we didn't have a problem with the monsters outside of town until 5 years ago. Before they began multiplying, we could come and go as we wished, but now going out without a weapon is suicide. So that's just a warning not to leave town. That's fine. Forrest says, I think all the monsters we have lately have something to do with the desert. I mean, have you seen how much that thing's been expanding? Oh, the desert's growing? Interesting. Well, there's only one person we haven't talked to, so we'll talk to him. Oh no, it's Lester. Now I'm just thinking about that outtake from before, chat. I wonder if the Phantom City really exists. So he walked away. Now we could read a notice. Notice is stuck on the wall. Oh, don't go at this pace. To all of courage and wisdom, your dreams and hope lie within the Phantom City. The one who finds the way there will be rewarded with both gold and glory. If you have strength and self-confidence, give your name. My generosity to those who would help knows no bounds. Doorman, the rich guy we're gonna take money from. Got it. So yeah, chat, I mean, this seems to be running okay. Just we're gonna have a brief tangent, but if you want to see me play other kinds of old RPGs that are, in my opinion, I know are really good and I had a lot of fun growing up, like Soul Blazer, Illusion of Gaia, any of those kinds of ActRaiser is another good one. I definitely could do that for like a shorter stream. Those are kinds of games you could beat them in like, I don't know, like 10 hours or less kind of thing, unless we like really explore. So definitely I'm gonna open this up as an option now that this seems to be fairly stable. Oh, we tried to leave and we got cutscened. Zuet. What a name, chat. Pardon me. I'm Zuet, an envoy for Mr. Doorman. I heard about you from some of the sailors. Adol the Red, no? You're rather young to be such a famous adventurer. Mr. Doorman is looking for such adventurers to search for the Phantom City. I believe you'd be quite capable of achieving that very task. I humbly request of you, Sir Adol, if you would please go to Mr. Doorman's mansion. Okay, so the game's giving us some instructions, not too bad. Yeah, it's just like some of the games where it's just like, we might play like remakes of them over the originals just because, one of the big issues with the SNES in particular is they weren't really great at translating for the most part, some of the games, so the text kind of comes off as awkward. And they also heavily censored a lot of the US versions of games. So some of the ones that I own, I would rather play an alternate released version, even if the other one runs fine. Oh, we never even went up here earlier. Worth says, so, you're an adventurer. I also did a fair amount of traveling back in my day. Balto says, if you go north of the field, you reach Foresta Village. Well, here's the inn we were talking about before. Oops. I had to, like, really specifically go up those steps. Couldn't approach it from the diagonal. Harley the innkeeper says, welcome, we can record your adventure for you. So this was as far as I got. I didn't go to the bar, I just assumed that was that. So I know absolutely nothing beyond this point. I just wanted to figure out how to save. That was my goal. It makes a little happy sound when you do it. Because as I found out, chat, that there is... Where is it at? There is an option called Quick Save, and I'm like, wow, a Famicom game with Quick Save? What does that even mean? And it just means, like... if you exit to menu and then reload, it'll put you back in place. But if I turn the system off, I'm gonna lose all progress. So that's kind of useless to me, to be honest. I don't really find that useful. Yeah, that's why I was like, normally when I think quick save, it's like, oh, it's a one-time load. And I'm like, no, it doesn't work like that. So I had to replay to the end before the stream. I'm like, oh, it baited me. Yeah, I don't really get the point of it. Like, it seems nice, but it just doesn't work the way you would want it to work. Anton the Traveler says, whatever's happening in the Eastern Desert must be pretty major. With the sand spreading, lots of people are winding up with no place to live. What's worse is no one seems to know how to stop it. Yeah, there must be some kind of, like, shared library for the SNES with, like, the fonts and things like that. Because this is, like, very suspiciously Final Fantasy with how everything is. Like, just the font used, the colors, the background, as I said before. Very suspicious. The button press is new. I don't remember that in any of the NES games I played, or the Famicom versions. I switched between SNES and the Famicom just because one plays the European games that I own versus the one that I grew up with. Anyway, Holt the Merchant says, doesn't it strike you as odd to be doing business in a place like this? Thanks to the stupid guard, I can't actually work out in the open. We looking for something? Alright, so this is the other merchant. We got some typical healing. Keep that in mind. So we'll speak to all these people and then we'll head to the town. And actually, chat, I'm gonna take like another 2-minute break because I need to refill my water. But we'll finish off talking to the people in the inn before we do that. Akoro the Traveler says, I came here when I heard about the Phantom City, but I'll be darned if I can find any trace of it. Tonio the Traveler says, the town guards all have a nasty look to them. I don't trust them myself. Okay, chat, so we're just gonna pause here for just a second or two. I'm gonna go get a fresh thing of water because I have a feeling I'm gonna be speaking quite a lot since this is obviously way too early of a game to have voice acting. So I'll be voicing all the lines. So I will be right back, chat. I'm back, chat. Sorry. I think I muted myself again by accident. So let's switch back to the game. Happy town music, chat. We do have... Oh, what's this? Map of Sandria. How do I use this? You know what? There's another button I didn't try pressing. What does select do? Ah, so we have a world map. Okay, so that's good because I was gonna say, in like the older style games, it's like you're just kind of on your own sometimes. So I wasn't sure if we had to memorize where every dungeon was relative to each other. That's kind of nice. We have an overworld. You know what? This kind of walking in the overworld is really reminding me of, I think a little bit of the overworld that I saw in, I think it's Robo Trek by Quintet. This is what it kind of reminds me of. They have like a similar overworld. So there we go. I mean, it's good that we got one thing an adventurer needs, which is a map. To find the place that we're looking for in the first place. What do you have to say, Ray? I'm a merchant. Come here from the east, but business has been awful. I've seen such a wide selection of items, too. Oh, I have a wide selection of items, excuse me. I don't know what's wrong. We talked to Balto before, so we don't want to leave town. That would be a big mistake. We have no attack button. I have pressed all of them. That's menu. Like, no, that's not gonna work. I'm presuming this button on the controller is gonna be our attack, but we'll have to figure it out once we get an actual weapon. So we're just gonna hop, skip, and jump towards the manor. We'll see what the caveat is for coming into here. Parker the butler says, "I bid you welcome, sir. Master Doorman wishes to speak with you. This way, please." Doorman's mansion, 2nd floor. Doorman replies to us, "You must be Adol the Red. I'm glad you've come to see me. My name is Doorman. You're likely wondering what I want with you. Well, I'd like for you to help the people of Sandria and its neighbors. The desert to the east has been expanding by the day, and it's becoming dangerous. Eventually, the sands will bury this entire town. That is why I'd like for you to help me." You've probably already heard the legend of the Phantom City. But it's not that the city's actually full of gold or anything like that. Actually, the city holds the key to unlocking the power of the art of alchemy. I'm certain that art will enable me to halt the spread of that darn desert. This is why I need you. Your assistance will be crucial to saving the people. I want to find the ancient art of alchemy that sleeps in the fabled city. What do you think, Adol? Will you accept this task? I'll think about it. Well, we'll go with certainly. Let's get the plot jump started. Thank you, Adol. I have something I need you to see then. Come with me if you would. Oh? The light crystal is a crucial element in the art of alchemy. It was found in the cave near Foresta village to the north of the plains. Stein discovered it there 3 years ago. The village is full of stories about it as well. It is said to have been brought there by someone from a nation made of gold. The nation likely has some connection to the Phantom City. I think this is one instance where legend has a seed of truth to it. It seems there are more crystals like this one. I'm fairly certain that all of them played a major role in the art of alchemy. By finding the rest, we should make major progress toward uncovering the Phantom City. You should first go to the cave by Foresta Village and find the crystal there. Hopefully you'll find a clue as to the location of the others in the process. You'll need equipment, of course, so take this and go shopping. Received 1,000 gold. Okay, so we can buy 2 each of the basic items. Alright, chat, we're allowed to win now. Alright, we could leave, or we could snoop. We found a healing potion. There you go, chat. Just rub against the wall. Listen, I don't know if I talked to you about this before on stream, chat, but if you play old school RPGs, rub against everything. Like, just pretend everything is a magnet and you are attracted to it. Just get stuck on it. Because you will find the strangest items in the strangest of places. They weren't very keen on giving you visual cues for hidden items. So that rather innocuous fireplace gave us a healing potion, as an example. Parker the butler says, "Please, take care." There's doors back here. Where do these lead? Doorman's mansion. Oh, we're going in his basement? This seems like a terrible idea. Oh, Doorman, what do you have down here? Oh. We're going on a magical journey, chat. Where are we? Oh, no more fireplace potions. I know, for a moment there, I thought we were going into the murder dungeon. Oh, so that loops around over there. Interesting. So that's a door. Okay, now visually I know what it's looking for. There's multiple ways to get down here. Yes, let's dive deeper into the murder dungeon. It's like, I can't let you leave, Adol. You've seen too much. Oh, he just has a back entrance? Sure. I mean, I guess that makes sense. The servants have their own entrance. That does make sense, actually. Because it goes into, like, what presumably is the kitchen, right? Yeah, okay. That makes more sense. Bade says, "This mansion certainly sees its fair share of odd guests." Oh, I'm sorry. You don't look all that odd. We're odd. It's okay. We're rubbing against everything. Hey, it says Master Doorman is researching the art of alchemy. He says he will use its power to help the people who live near the desert. He's truly a great man. Maybe he has another ulterior motive, chat. Hey, it says, I don't think we have enough. Never enough, chat. So let us get equipped with some items. Let's walk out through the front. Oops, I rubbed into the staircase. Okay, so it gave us just enough gold to get some gear, but not like a whole ton. So I heard the game was kind of on the easier end, which is good, because we weren't allowed to choose our difficulty. I don't want this shield first. Actually, we can't even buy the armor, right? Yeah, never mind. Let's skip the shield then. And we have just enough for the sword. Actually, let's not even equip it right now. I was gonna say, people will just know him as Adol the Red. We're just simply Red. Alright, so we've purchased items. We got the thumbs up from the store. Let us actually equip. So we have nothing equipped. We have another item we can use here. Interesting. So this is the shield. Gives us 2 extra con. Ooh. The old school stat names. Got your strength, constitution, dexterity, intelligence, vitality, willpower. Gotcha. So we now have the longsword equipped. Not sure how to use it still, which is a little concerning. Let's try to leave town. Oh, actually, no. That would be a big mistake. Let's save. And then we'll leave town. We're gonna learn our lesson early. Like, this, we don't have an easy way to save. Let's make sure we do that. Hopefully, I did not mess up the controls, and hopefully we're able to attack. Okay, we're able to attack. That's a good sign. So we got that little tiny swipe. Okay, so you can just kind of brute force them. So we got like an air slice. Poor enemy. Oh, that text down there is reminding me of something, and I'm trying to think what game did that. Ooh, it took 6 damage. Now the other thing we have to determine, chat, is how do we heal? Oh, they also just drop healing items. I was gonna say, if we stand still, do we? Oh, if we stand still in the open, we also heal. So we're pretty good. Let's kill them a little bit, chat, and then we'll take a look at our money. Let's look at equipment. Maybe that'll tell us how much gold we have. So we've been collecting crystal, but that didn't make our gold go up. So this must be used for something else. Well, it said to go to the north, so we'll probably go there first. Oh, I took a lot of damage there. Now, one thing I'm not seeing offhand is how much do we need to level? Like, it's presumably from left to right is health, MP, and something. Maybe it's like magic. But like, how close are we to leveling? Is there a way to tell? Oh, and I'm at the side of the screen. It even changes how it displays. Wow, they actually really thought about that. I'm kind of surprised. So it says at the top, sword, XP 25, 25 gain. Maybe the number on the left is the number we need, and the right is how much we have. Maybe that's how it's displayed. We need 25 more experience. Also, I totally missed. The boxes, please. Oh, there, I couldn't go up there. That was like a wall. I was not realizing that. Okay. I have to like look at it at a specific angle. I was trying to figure out why I couldn't move. So like I have to do a little hopping animation. So this game so far seems much easier than the other East games, but you know what? We'll take it, chat. So we have other places to go. Get that healing item. So we're in a big ol' open world. Now my only hope is we can't go to an area that is like way beyond our level, because that's a common problem in these kinds of games. Also, I need to stop walking into him. That's my fault, chat. Not the game's fault. We call this the growing pains of learning what it wants. Ooh, I like that you could kind of stack the damage on him in the corner. Wood Plateau. Ooh, this enemy looks a little tougher, so let's heal ourselves a little more. Oh, walls, you're my favorite. See, chat, if you want to know where I learned to terrain it... Oh, we leveled. We're at 130 health. What else did that do to us? We're now at... Whoa, our stats went up by a lot. We're at 14 strength, 12 defense. Nice. Pretty big difference. It helps if I can aim. There we go. Because we're right-handed, we only hit on the right of our character model. We have a shield to some extent, but I'm not sure what that really does for us. Like, if it actually blocks attacks or not. I'm not really clear. Guess I could try pressing the other button. Oh, we do have a guard button. Okay. Okay, so this blocks attacks. See, that's important. Oh. Oh, I'm not used to games with jumps. See, to me, my old SNES senses said this is a wall and I can't pass it. Let's look for another way around. It's like, silly me. Those poor enemies, Chad. Now the question is... Yeah, we're still at 100 gold. Oh, this is definitely going to be an every level counts game, 100%. It's an older East game. Well, that's interesting. I could climb it, but I can't climb the other side. So there's different ways to interact with the obstacles. I mean, it's kind of neat. For them, it's very different style of game. I'm kind of surprised. They went from bump combat to this. I mean, it's a pretty big change. Unfortunately, the power of wall commands them to die. So I think the goal of every combat encounter is to just pin them against the wall, so you can just kind of do this. So combat in this game is kind of eh. Hopefully magic will make it a bit more interesting. Like, they can't do anything about that. They're just done. Alright, so we've had our fun killing them. Let's continue exploring. Ooh. I really don't want to jump that bridge and fall and die. I don't even want to try it, chat. When we can't save willy-nilly, like, From bump to pin. Very true, very true. Oh, I like that kind of quick movement you can have over the hills. Now we're at the bottom of that big river. Alright, I can't just dive into the water. I can't jump up here. So we've hit a dead end for now. We don't have a way to cross the bridge. At least not a way I'm willing to try. In a game with not a lot of saves. See, we got spoiled by the modern East games where you just kind of save willy-nilly. Ooh, we're definitely stronger. We just two-shot that guy. It's unfair, chat. Well, it said to go to the north. I guess we'll go there again. We unfortunately did not find any treasure chests on our way there. Go to the west. Can we go anywhere else, though? No. I like that we're doing so well, chat. We're healing while killing. It's always a good sign. Yeah, I have to get used to, like... There's, like, just a little bit of a delay before you slice. It's not a big one, but I still have to adjust to it. I think we came across the forest village. That wasn't too bad. So, I guess we could see if there's anything we can sell, or if this has all just been magic components. Let's check one more time in the equipment. No, I don't see anything worth selling in there. Items. Did we pick up any new items? We're at 10 sapphire, 12 topaz. Oh, that's right. There was an option to trade gems. That makes more sense now. Okay, so we could trade them for money. Got it. So we have been technically picking up money. Everyone flees Adol on sight. That seems about right. Oh no, chat, it's a monument with one of the village's legends engraved on it. Somewhere, a girl sleeps, her body encased in ice beside a crystal. What is this, Valkyrie profile? In a time when this world was covered in sandstorms,
Is that a monolith?
she came from a nation that glittered like gold. Saray would be very happy to see this, I agree. By using the water crystal, she saved many lives. But in so doing, she cast herself into an uneasy slumber, dormant in the ice. Chat, I'm noticing a lot of themes in the East series where everybody falls asleep after doing something. You notice that, chat? Like, all the gods go to sleep, she's going to sleep. In that time lived also a sorcerer. Though he used all the power he wielded, he could not free her. He forsook his humanity to become a beast and slept alongside her. Well, that was kind of drastic. There will someday come a man with hair of red bearing a sword. He will awaken those two who slumber. He is the fated one, and whither he goes? Whither? And whither he goes, disaster shall follow. That sounds about right. Seems accurate. Oh, it's Zwed or whatever his name is. Hey there, Edel. So, you made it. Pretty interesting old legend, isn't it? That girl sleeping in ice is probably in that cave not too far off. The part gets me wondering, though, is the bit about using the water crystal. If you think about it, it's probably that alchemy stuff that Doorman's so fond of. Hmm? But, like, it's the disaster bringer. It's the disaster bringer. Ooh, Kakariko? Hey, you with the red hair. I don't know why you've come to this village, but please don't stir up any trouble here. Do you understand? That's a good pun. He's all sweaty. Be any old red-haired swordsman wielding person? It's true. Sweat says, I'm terribly sorry, Adol. I knew you'd went to some trouble to come here. I have an old legend here that says a red-haired traveler brings doom with him. Since you have red hair, at any rate, I wouldn't worry about it. It's just an old fairy tale. Adol recounts his adventures to Sweat and makes Sweat die. Or I guess you could say it makes him break out into a nervous sweat. The cave is directly north of the village. Please be careful. Well, now we know where to go. But, well, he went to the inn. Okay, so we found the ability to save. Well, that was the innkeeper that was trash-talking us. Let's record our adventure. Yeah, we're not doing too bad so far, chat. I think we'll play this for like another, let's say 40 minutes or so. We'll try to get a little far into the cave. Hopefully there's a way to save in a dungeon, which is what I'm concerned about. Talk about what? The cave. The cave is to the north of the village, and we see a lot of adventurer types from all over wanting to explore it. Speaking of which, someone came by to have a look at it a while back. There's some girl who came all the way from Sandria with a guide. Said she was looking for clues about some missing adventurer. Can't imagine what she thought she'd accomplish. I figure she had to be talking about Stein, right? I mean, he's been gone for 3 years now. I think the trail's probably pretty cold by now. Are you planning on going to the cave as well? Yes. I knew it! But I don't want you going in there, not with that red hair of yours. You go in there bald, mister. We'll ask about the crystals. You mean that shiny crystal thing that's deep inside the cave? Stein found it around 3 years ago. Never really thought it was in there. That Doorman fellow from Sandria has a crystal too. He says it's for research purposes, but somehow I kinda doubt that. I do too, innkeeper, actually. Oops, I bumped into her again. Nothing to steal. Oh, we need to steal so bad, chat. We have to figure out a place to exchange the jewels. Maybe the item store lets us do that? Close what? Ever since Stein found the light crystal some 3 years ago or so, the villagers have really started believing what this thing says. happy little jumps. See, now my mind is just thinking about all the SNES games I could potentially play now that the setup is okay. Lots of possibilities, chat. And he says, oh, did you need something? Like, yes, give me items. Let me rob you. Darn, chat, nothing to steal. The other thing I like to try in RPGs is if you go up to the fireplace, what happens if you touch it? 'Cause normally you get some pretty goofy responses, depending on the game. Yeah, I was just thinking about a completely unrelated game that some people don't like because it's simplified, but Final Fantasy Mystic Quest, man, that music in that game is phenomenal. I would play it again just for the music. Kevin says, I bet you that the crystal in the legend really is in that cave. That would mean the disaster it mentions must also be real. Mysterious house. Elder's house. Mayor Lupic says, red hair, an adventurer on top of that. This is a peaceful village. Humbly ask that you do nothing to cause trouble. By the way, you saw that bronze statue of me, right? Did you see it? I'm gonna say no. I see. I knew it wouldn't stand out if it was in the middle of the village. It's just west of the village. Please do take a look. Okay, we can look there later. Adol attained a brush. Just what does a brush do? A tool for polishing just about anything. Sure. Roselle the Elder says, oh, red-headed traveler. Who knows what's gonna happen now? Oh, he's in my way again, but he's not visible. There we go. Dell says, oh, you have red hair. You've come to see the cave, haven't you? The villagers certainly won't want to let you in with that hair. I think that Willy might be able to help you, though. Now, you can't let anyone know that I told you that, okay? We have to find Willy. The cave is to the north. We're getting a plot thread, chat. Adol promptly set the house on fire. We have like a multi-store here, from the looks of it. Oh, okay, so the number on the left is how many we have and the price is on the right, and the profit is the total amount. Okay. We got a little bit of cash. Oh, this guy sells cheaper weapons than the other place. Might as well get a new weapon. Let's go ahead and equip that. So we're gonna go from the long sword to the tall war. It lowers our dexterity, which I don't really know what that means, and given that it's an older game, it will never tell us what that means. But we'll take more damage for now. Oh, this actually isn't connected, even though it's one building. That's a plot twist. Hello, Foresta. We could have almost afforded the leather shield. Or not leather shield, leather armor. Which would actually be worth getting. Guess we could sell our longsword. We don't really need it anymore. I'm not gonna go back to it unless the game forces us. Get the leather armor in the meantime. That gives us another 4 to con. So our defense right now is 15. But it only give us 17 defense. Did that increase our magic resistance? Oh, it splits it. Okay, so like, we got 4 con, but it only added 2 each to physical and magic. So maybe it's like con divided by 2 is how much you give to each stat. Okay. We're learning a little bit, chat. It's Rise Armor Shop. If you need armor, come to us. All an adventurer could want. Ralph says, don't wander around here. It's an ill omen. I'm not letting any red-headed stranger into the cave. Don't want anything to happen to the village. Oh, we didn't find Willy, did we? We're just in a random house. Oh, this is Annie's house. That's right. Where was Willy, chat? We can also go west of the village if needed. That's the real question, chat. Where was Willy? That's Sweat. I don't remember anybody else being in here, but let's save, because we did make some progress. They also said to check out the statue to the west. So, was there another place over here we didn't go to? Oops, I didn't mean to touch the armor shop. Bronze statue of the mayor. What a weird place to put it. I'm assuming this is him. Well, he says, the statue of the mayor is kind of tacky, don't you think? He's gonna have it put in the center of the village. The villagers weren't so keen on it, though, so they put it here instead. If I was gonna build a statue, I'd make it of Stein, since he was a great adventurer. Huh? Wow, so you're an adventurer too? Man, it sure must be cool to be an adventurer. Maybe I could become one myself. Don't, Willy. You'll die. Especially if you're with Adol long enough. Since I could see it now, I could be just as cool as Stein. Name's Willy, pleased to meet you. Right now I'm supposed to be cleaning the mayor's stupid bronze statue. It's kind of hard to do that since no one gave me a brush. Oh, we have a brush. Hey buddy, you know, since you're an adventurer. I don't suppose you got a brush handy, do you? I'll buy it off of you. Heh, you actually do have a brush. You're one strange adventurer, man. Oh, we steal all the time. All I got is about 20 gold, so that's... So how about selling it to me for that price? Sure. Oh, we didn't get a choice. Need anything, just come see me. I'll do what I can to help you out. But we were told to talk to him, but... Oh, no, we're getting a cutscene. Okay. Somebody left injured. Ralph says those two who went into the cave still aren't back yet. I'm worried. Now what am I supposed to do? Hey, stay with us. Injured man, who presumably is the guide that was mentioned earlier, says Niana's still inside. We were in this place that looked like some kind of great hall. I turned around and something strange had happened. We were fine until then. That's when we were attacked. Niana and I got separated while we were running away. It's just like what happened 3 years ago. Back when Stein was searching for the crystals. We have to help her. Who knows what could happen to her in there? Kevin says there's no way we'd make it that far into the cave. Hey, you're an adventurer, aren't you? Can't you go in and try to help the girl? Kara says, yes, just a moment. This man is apparently an adventurer, but look at that red hair. That red-haired traveler is the harbinger of our villager's doom and all of our legends. You're right, he does have red hair. That just makes the situation that much more serious. Lily says, I'll go. Don't be so foolish. You're still a child. There's no way you would survive in here. Are all you cowards or something? There's a girl in there all by herself. We have to help her and soon. The only option that leaves us is to send this stranger. But Elder, are you sure about this? His red hair. What about the prophecies? The girl is the foremost concern at the moment. Only one who is skilled with a sword stands any chance of saving her. Translation, only those skilled enough to pin enemies to the wall and relentlessly pound them with the blade over and over will stand a chance. Forgive us, red-haired traveler, but would you please go and help her? Yes. Excellent. Truly are worthy of the title adventurer. I like the double quotes not facing inwards. Traveler has agreed to go. Willy, I want you to serve as his guide. Got it. Why don't you go ahead for now? I need to get something ready first. Why is he... He's like, you boy, be a guide. And he says, okay, and then he leaves. Like, worst guide ever. Alright, so let's try to get around them. So they're worried the prophecy's coming true. Alright, so we got like a little bit of platform. Well, I did not expect platforming in an East game this early. Here we are. 3D platforming. Door's tightly sealed and won't budge at all. Oh, Willy's back. Oh, there seems to be like a stone or something to the left. Do you have to step on it or something? It says, sorry for the wait. I'll get you in there to help the girl in no time flat. There's no way to open that door, actually. There's a switch that'll open up another way. Just leave it to me and I'll handle it. Oh, okay. We did see the switch, chat. You need anything from the village? Get it before you go inside. Okay, so the game is warning me this is the point of no return. Also, we could get way ahead of the camera, which is kind of scary. Okay, let's save at the inn formally. And I think our goal is to clear the cave, and I think that would be a good stopping point. So we've gotten new equipment, so we're not doing too bad so far. Like, what did he go back and prepare that he needed to come? Like, what did he need to do so far that needed preparation? Gotta question these things, chat. He's like, I have to prepare myself mentally. I have to tell myself, you can hit the switch. You will hit the switch. So I immediately see a hazard. The game is letting us know. Oh, it's a different animation. It's not got the swipe, it's more of a stab, but that thing has some crazy reach. Yeah, see, it's got a... Oh, the hitbox is very strange. Oh, we'll take that, though. Sure. That looked like a path, but I can't do anything there. We have a couple paths. Probably jump up here. Then jump across here. Okay. We're feeling the game out, chat. And we could probably level while we're in here. Speaking of which, how much experience do we need? 1. We need 1 experience. Chat, what are the odds? There's like that path up there I don't know how to get to. But presumably that's the way out. We've gotten another 50 health. Wow, that's a big difference actually, chat. Let's take a look at our stats. We're at 27 strength and 24 defense. That is pretty high. So we're probably over leveled. Is there something? Oh, I was just too far over. That actually confused me because I did actually touch the north part once. Kind of. Ooh, fast moving enemy. Dangerous. Oh, he's on a different plane. So now we can see that these areas crisscross on each other. Guess we'll try going... Oh, I can't go that... Okay, I have to come from up here. We know this crosses over. Let's check where this door takes us. Adel acquired a heal potion. Oh no, chat. I was reminded of a very terrible game just now because of the stabbing animations this character has. A game I recommend no one ever play. No one watch it either. That game is just kind of suffering incarnate. Oh, I walked into that. That was dumb. I found her, but what happens if I ignore her? Adel the Adventurer. Oh, it didn't spawn until it was close enough. Presumably we need her for later, but hey, we got another chest. Another heal potion. Yeah, that game drove me wild, chat. Maybe I'll play it as a joke. If chat just wants to see me suffer, we'll play the game as a joke. It's called Lagoon, those of you that were curious. It has like the world's shortest stabbing animation I've ever seen for a protagonist in an action game. We'll talk to her. I keep thinking when I see Willy from behind that he's like an old man. Like I keep seeing that as like gray is his hair, and then the things on the side are his ears. But it's supposed to like a hood. So just like a really old man is randomly there. Willie was such a great guide. Says, hey, you found her. I don't like how that's phrased. It would be fun to watch you suffer again. Willie says, we came here to help you. I wanted to see the place where my father went. Then the monster showed up out of nowhere. And Leporo ran away. What happened to him anyways? He alright? Yeah, he's fine. Got a little banged up, but the villagers are taking care of him. Oh, thank goodness. Oh, I'm sorry to be so rude. My name is... Yana. Wait, I know you. Yana used to live with Stein, right? I know all about him. He was so awesome. Thank you. Well, that was a quick adventure. Joey says, you seem to be alright. You guys are late. Oh, come on. We've never even been in this cave before. We don't sneak around and disobey the Elder, unlike some folks. Anyway, we should get out of here before anything else happens. She apologizes and Willie says, oh, don't worry about it. So when we go further into the cave... Man with barriers, that's a good one. Yes, taken care of. Willie says, hey, since we're here, why don't we try going in a little further? Oh, we're gonna jumpstart the plot, chat. Okay, what ancient prophecy are we gonna see? Been in and out of this cave plenty, but I've never seen this passage before. I'd sure you'd like to go and check it out. Just immediately screams help. So I'm not sure if we can use items mid-battle or not. Oh, he's fighting like the world's easiest enemy. Willie says, nice one, that was a close one. That's like a pit. It looks like a dead end, but this looks like a little fishy to me. Yeah, we're gonna fall if we stand on this, right? Oh, it's a teleporter. It's glass. I thought it was like a pit. I think we saw this in the title crawl. How happens if we go south instead of north? Oh, it does just let us keep going. Oh. Alright, well, apparently it's gonna keep going, so I'm just gonna go back. I was just kind of curious. A beautiful woman is frozen in the ice. He dropped a bracelet. Can it truly be? I scarcely even trust in myself. Yet she trusted all along that someone would come to her aid. Oh, this dialogue, chat. Gonna give it a second. Now it seems that she was right. Man says, has it truly been 500 years? Oh, that's almost like East Origin time, chat. It's like a little after that. My apologies for startling you. I am Stoker. As in like Bram Stoker? Is he a vampire? Is this a pun? A sorcerer of old who left his humanity behind long ago. Fear not, you at least are not my enemy. I willingly imprisoned myself and slept within that bracelet. Oh, okay. All to save her, Foresta. I thought they said he became an animal. Oh, it's not really an animal. Now take this contract bracelet with you. Since its power erased my humanity and it has no owner, I don't need it in this world. Though our intentions may be different, I suspect we may walk the same path. Perhaps it will be of use to you in the future. That'll attain the contract bracelet. Yeah, he's surprisingly not our enemy, despite being a sorcerer. I agree. Is she the goddess of the forest? Probably not. I don't know who she would be, though, so we'll figure it out. Keep in mind, too, that some of the older games had, like, a slightly different lore about them, so when they did, like, the remakes of the games, from my understanding, they cleaned up some of the plot points. So I'm not sure how much of this will, like, be accurate to what we've seen before. But generally speaking, him visiting this place will still be true, even if they remake the game. So let's see. He says, if you go through the rooms of the south, you should be able to reach the outside, but use caution. Okay. Is it an equipable? No. Is it like a relic? It is. Strange bracelet given to you by Stoker. See, I'm not sure if we have to use that or not. Like, if I hit... Okay, so if I hit select, it still shows me the world map. So I'm not quite sure how to use that. Or if it's just in our inventory, just as, like, a plot item. And it has, like, no use. Like, I don't have to manually equip it or something. So we've gone a suspiciously long amount of time without getting into a boss fight. Also, this sword has really terrible side-to-side range. You have to be a little cautious about that. Actually, I also forgot to check. How much experience were we from leveling? Oh, we're quite far away. We have to basically double our experience. Oh. There was an enemy there. That was nasty. That's what that little light orb was. It was probably like just barely off screen. I didn't notice it. How unfortunate, chat. Light Demon Valtemos? What? Alright, so I can't see... Oh. Let's... Oh, hello. Huh. Okay, so we might have to block. Alright, so shielding does work on it. Oh, it doesn't work on the laser, though. Alright, so we're mostly just kind of feeling out the combat, so this weapon's a little slower. But it's fine, we have a healing potion. We should be fine. I wish I knew how much health the boss had. So let's dodge that. So I'm not allowed to move here. Not too bad. That is the sound effect. And we leveled. We went up to 220 health. Okay. So it's the fact that you can just kind of spam healing potions will definitely take the edge off the game. It's definitely just kind of like we're warming up to the game. We're figuring it out. Like that was the first time we had to block on purpose. So it's like I just have to remember that that's actually a button. That's just more me forgetting than actual challenge from the fight. Stoker says, I've been watching you. That was the demon who guarded the Crystal of Light. Taking it on with only a sword was quite an impressive feat. Well, we had a shield and armor. I don't know if only a sword is quite accurate. Although all that I'd hoped for has come to pass. At last, I can finally leave this place. I want to find out more of what has transpired in this age. If you'll excuse me then, we shall meet again later. Alright, so we can't jump up there. What was the point of this area? It's gonna make sure, like, I just didn't touch something weird. Yeah, I can't jump in the pit. What does it want me to do? Go back the way I came? It just seemed like it was leading... Didn't it seem like it was an altar leading to something, like, at least like a mural or something? That was kind of weird. Oh, I could just exit south, apparently. Okay, so this is... Now we're back at the beginning. Now we're gonna leave through the doors that were sealed. Oh, and he moved the statue. Maybe that's what he meant to say. Oh, chat, here it is. Yeah. Oh, we got One Piece. Oh, So early in the game, too. You're back. And in one piece to boot. You just about gave me a heart attack when you just vanished like that. I thought we were both gonna die for a second. But hey, you're back now, so we're all set. People are probably worried about me, so I'm gonna head back. I don't think we should just leave the cave open, given that there's, demons and skeletons in there. We're just gonna leave the statue there? I mean, I guess this is what he was preparing, chat. The statue so he could join us. But then he didn't really guide us anywhere. That was actually pretty fast. I'm liking the pace so far. Ralph says that girl's gonna be okay. Thank you for your help and unleashing the 500-year-old man. Mary says, eek, don't talk to me. Evan says, I bet you the crystal in that legend really is in that cave. That would mean the disaster it mentions must also be real. Okay, he said that before. He repeated himself, chat. Let's go check on the girl, and then we'll probably call it for now. So we made a lot of progress today in general. Today will be on the shorter side of things, because unfortunately I do have early work pretty much every day, till the end of the week. Let's see. Oh, nope, I didn't want to read the monument. Stopped reading the monument. I menued really hard, chat. I dodged that trap. Let's see. Also, the elder says, so you're back, Sir Traveler. Ho ho ho!
Is that a monolith?
Sandria always asking the important questions until he himself inspects it. Dell says, I don't know what I'm gonna do with Willy. Please done polishing that statue. Okay, so we got early healing potions, so it seems like bosses do okay amounts of damage if we don't grind, which is good. You know, there's like a very light amount of challenge, but obviously it's not on the same tier as like the previous game we played where every boss just decided to say, no, thou shalt die. And then we did. We could sell the gems for 600. We don't have enough for the other armor, so we'll probably save up for the 5400 armor. Because the next one, I think, the next available weapon was 36,000, which is like too big of a gap. Let's check out the statue. Mary Lupik says, this is terrible. My lovely statue has gone missing. Where could it be? So he vandalized the statue to help us. Yeah, where is the girl? I didn't see her anywhere. Did she go back to town or something? Like the other town? Oh, there she is. Lily says, I've got a favor to ask. I'm wondering if it'd be alright if I called you bro from now on. I mean, I really look up to you as an adventurer. What you did in the cave was amazing. Plus, I don't have to worry about Niana with you around. So the villagers are sending you all the way to Sandria. Once you get there, why don't you stop in Niana's shop? I know she'd be happy to see you. And if you do, give her my regards, will you? Oh yeah, just remember, check out what I found in the cave earlier. I don't really know what it is, but I thought you might, so I'll let you have it. Adol found a water element. Okay. Is this the start of spells? Take a look at our equipment. Is it like... No, we can't equip that there. How do we learn spells? We saw that in the intro. Item... Oh, Flux Stone. That's right. We could be using the Flux Stone to learn magic. Oh, so this is the guide. Lepora says, I guess Miss Niana has gone back to Sandria. You're the one who saved her, right? Thank you so much. She's been all by herself, just waiting for Stein to come back. But I have to wonder, just where could he have gone? Okay, well... I guess we can head back to town, chat. We'll head back to the other town. Then we'll call it. Oh, look at that one-shot power, chat. We just point and they cease to exist. So we do need a little more money. That was a very generous hitbox. I don't know what happened there, to be honest. Things happened. The sword was out. The monster was there. Wasn't really touching the weapon, but let's kind of nod along and go, okay, it's in our favor. These enemies now can't really do anything to us. It's kind of sad. But they give us a lot of money, so I have no reason not to kill them on the way there. They're dropping very suspiciously shaped gems, by the way, chat. I thought I'd just bring that out. I think they might have been inspired by a certain other action RPG on the SNES. Guess one could say that this game links nicely into the other one. So yeah, we're just gonna see the stone crab things die instantly. Yeah, they do. Wow, it's not even fair. Let's take a look at our equipment again. I have to remember it doesn't do opposite like some games do. So we need a lot to level. And apparently we can level physical versus magic, so magic has levels. Wasn't really paying attention to that before. We're sitting on 220 health, which we already saw, 34 strength and 30 defense with physical. We're slowly getting more magic defense as well, just by leveling, which is nice. So we're at the point we could probably afford a minor upgrade, but we're gonna hold out until we could get the better armor, I think. Let's kill a couple of these things. Let's go visit her in the item shop, and then I feel like we'll just make a beeline for the save. Hey, you're Adel, right? Mr. Doorman is waiting to talk to you. Must be pretty important if the man himself is expecting you. Okay. So Doorman wants to speak to us. The sound of an ocarina could be heard from somewhere. Is he waking up the statue? Is he reversing time? What's going on? Oh, we'll go in the pub. Clearly, that's where the ocarina is. Okay, so they do update the dialogue a little bit. So Jana, the bartender, says, "Thank goodness that Nana's back home safe. A lot stronger than you look, buddy boy. She's back at her shop now." Alright, so most of these people are gonna repeat dialogue. That's pretty common. For now, we'll check out the... Yeah, we keep hearing those sounds. So I guess she's playing it. Nana's playing a tune on the ocarina. We'll speak to her and then we'll go save, I think. We'll leave the aristocrat for later. He's probably going to be very mad that we let the other guy go. Because he probably knows about him. Nana says, "Thank you so much for helping me back there in the cave. I'm guessing that Mr. Doorman hired you to look for the Phantom City, right? My father was an adventurer too, always looking for that same city. But he disappeared while he was away without a word. That was 3 years ago. My father, Stein, saved me when I was lost in the desert. I couldn't remember a thing, and I didn't have any belongings with me. Really wanted to see all the places he had been. That's why I asked his old assistant, Lapora, to take me to the cave. Let's go in the item shop first. If you're also looking to go to the Phantom City, maybe someday you'll meet my father." Sniff. I'm sorry, I always get choked up anytime I think about him. Okay, let's see what she has for sale. Can we rob her? Check, can we rob her? Oh, there's a chest. There's a medallion inside inscribed with the coat of arms. Oh, we can't rob her though. Listen, Chad, I tried. I'm even gonna investigate from both sides, because sometimes games do that. Talk to her in general. Ask about the ocarina. Oh, that? Apparently I was holding it when I was rescued from the desert. Sometimes when I need to relax, I play a song that my father taught me. There's her own music in the store. So she says, for Stein, he took me in as his own when he found out I had no memory of where I came from. That's why I've always thought of him as my father. If he hadn't found me out in the desert, well, let's just say that he saved my life. What kind of items does she have? Healing potions? We don't need more, chat. We're fine. Honestly, we don't even need them at all unless we're in the dungeon. but we can save them for boss fights. Oh boy, chat. So I think we made a decent amount of progress. I think we got a feel for the games. Let's talk about what we've done so far today. We'll have a nice little save here. And I will switch over to the end of the stream. I will just close out of the viewing window. That should stop the music. Should stop the music. There we go. I was gonna say it should stop the music. So fortunately, we got to a point where we had a very clean breakaway. That's always my concern with some of the older games. It's just finding the right place to stop. As it seems like we're about to get involved in a much bigger adventure, so we have to find the elemental crystals, presumably. And we'll just continue to go through. We'll probably get betrayed by one or more characters. It's inevitable. But so far, the game control's fine. It's a little awkward with like his sword motions. It's a lot slower paced than I thought it would be, is actually my big surprise with it. Given how fast like some of the other East games are, in particular, like think of how crazy fast I had to be for like East 3 or Origin comparatively. Like I was just always moving, always dodging, always trying to evade. Or like East 2, even with the bump combat, it was still a lot of like frantic pacing. This one seems more like a moderate pace, so this is a pretty big departure from like what I would have considered a normal East game. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, we get to experience more from that standpoint. It seems that the dialogue so far in the game is fine. That was another thing I was kind of looking forward to, was seeing if seeing if it was just like really awkward English, or if it was just like, I don't know, like choppy. Like the way to explain it is basically they didn't quite know how to deal with the storage on some of the older games. I was hoping, because this one came out in the later portion of the life cycle, from my understanding of the Famicom, that they had more mastery over text space. Because that's a big thing, especially when they're trying to translate things to English, for example, because of the character set from Japanese to English. It's easier to fit a long sentence in Japanese than it is in English, so things kind of hit the cutting board, as it were. But I think so far, dialogue makes sense. It's not like awkward or anything like that. It's doing what it needs to do. It set up the general intrigue. The music is fine, I think, for the game. I don't think there's any soundtrack that's like crazy at the moment that we've heard so far. Like the boss music was just kind of okay. I actually really like the town themes for the most part, surprisingly. Usually those are the themes I ignore for the most part. There's just kind of background noise to me. Because personally, I always prefer like an action theme or a boss theme, or like the villain theme or the hero theme, and then not usually too much in between. But I feel like the ambiance of the town as well as the different shops is kind of nice. Um, yeah, this has me kind of hopeful for maybe doing something like this in the future for other kinds of games. So I'm gonna say we're probably gonna continue forward with the game, as long as it doesn't have any major issues. Because so again, the concern was things like the formatting, or if it wouldn't look right. But it sounds okay. It looked okay. Uh, Presumably we have a generous amount of saves. So we could probably do more of this in the future. Although, funny enough, we'll be playing something that won't be quite SNES style, I think, in the future. We'll probably be playing something that used to be on the Game Boy, and I'm kind of torn whether or not I'm going to go into either the Mana series next, with things like the Collection of Mana, which has a game confusingly named Final Fantasy Adventure, and then you got Secret of Mana, and then you have Trials of Mana, and then you have the Trials of Mana remake. I feel like we'll take a look at all of those kinds of Legend of Mana, which they're also doing a remake in the next few months. I feel like there's a lot of games we can explore with that. If the chat enjoys the game as it is here, that's probably about as basic as we're going to get. We're probably not going to go too much below SNES era. I don't think I'll go all the way to NES, to be honest. I don't think I ever really had a love for the system. Like, I've played games on it, I've beaten games on it, but I never really went, I'm going to play it again. It's just kind of one of those things. Like some of the arcadey kind of games I might play every once in a while, but I wasn't as drawn to it, in particular for the RPGs. I definitely enjoyed the SNES more comparatively growing up. But in terms of expectations for future games, the other one I was thinking of would probably be the Saga series, because they're also doing a Saga remake, and they have another collection on the Switch. called the Collection of Saga, which will be the confusingly named Final Fantasy Legends 1 through 3. And I happen to own Saga Frontier 1 and 2, so if the remake doesn't go well, chat, we can still play the original and see what that game is like. So if anybody was interested in games like Octopath Traveler, I honestly feel like that older game did it much better than Octopath Traveler. You could see where they're very much inspired in Octopath Traveler and things like that to do Saga Frontier 1. So yeah, everything is Final Fantasy. Yeah, that's like another thing too, is like they didn't think that the Western audience would ever pick up an RPG that wasn't Final Fantasy, so they just put a lot of things and renamed it as Final Fantasy. But it's not named that outside the US, to my knowledge, if they had like a European release. So it's super confusing. So many Final Fantasies, chat. And then what gets me is like Final Fantasy Legend and Final Fantasy Adventure are not only not Final Fantasy games, but they're not even in the same series. Like that always got to me growing up, chat. You have no idea. It's like, I'm like, why aren't these games like playing similar at all? And I'm like, they're different companies. Wait, they're not even related vaguely, tangentially. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I would like to play some of those games. I can probably break some of the older ones a bit better on the SNES than some of the other ones. Like, oh boy, chat. I don't know. I'm going to be honest with you, chat. Like, when I grew up on the SNES with The Secret of Mana, I never beat that game legit. I'm letting you know I have never experienced the way the game intended you to play the game. That game was like, it was like a walnut. I just cracked it open just instantly. I just got straight to the content, chat. I didn't try to like wear it down. Just instantly smashed it. It was just done. So we'll see. Although I don't think I have too many exploity kind of things for the Saga series. Maybe Final Fantasy 1. See, now what I'm kind of curious about is how many of the bugs and glitches they fixed between the games, because that for me I'm kind of curious about, right, chat? Because of things like, let's see, if I recall from the first Final Fantasy Legend, there is a bug where you could chainsaw the final boss and kill them instantly, and you could skip the final boss fight. There's like little weird things in there where like it's not working as expected, which is like, if you've ever played an older RPG or are not aware of it, they were really buggy in the SNES era. Like they were crazy buggy. All the games that came out there, like we complain about some of the modern games, but man, there's just some wacky things out there that are not working as expected. And I know, for example, Final Fantasy Legends 1 is one of them. We'll be exploring that a little bit. I think for Legends 2, I might be able to do like a weird out of bounds kind of thing, but I feel like 2 and 3 will be played more legit. Like it'll just be strategy and things like that. I was just trying to think other big series after the East games. I think those are the only two major ones. Like there's some minor series like Onimusha, which I could play pretty much anytime. I don't really care. Those I don't need any warm up. I'm like, listen, my fingers have memorized almost everything with those games. My mind does not remember, but my fingers do, because it plays too much like other games that I play. Other than that, like we could probably do some one-offs here and there, so maybe we'll have like a retro week every now and then. Like we'll just pick like a retro, well, not retro week, but it'd probably be like a retro month where we just try a retro game and then we could go back to other things. Just because I don't want you to get bored, chat. I mean, I'm having a good time. I hope you're having a good time too, but I just want to make sure we have a lot of variety there. So I'm willing to branch out now that I see that this is working. Another thing we'll have to keep in mind for the future is based off of Parsec. It looks like Parsec is not bad, but that's not something I could do on the fly, because it does require a lot of setup prior to the stream due to how OBS streams. If I didn't stream it, it would require no setup, but because I am streaming it, it requires a little setup. But that doesn't exclude us from doing things like that in the future. So maybe we'll do like every other month or something. Some like people will join in Parsec or something. We'll see. But for now, in terms of expectations for the game, playing like a pretty standard RPG right now on the SNES. It's just like, it gives you just enough to kind of follow through the plot, and we'll just do our best to clear dungeons. Nothing too crazy. I'm glad we beat East 3. I'm so glad we beat East 3. I did not expect that final boss to go that well, chat. I can't believe I actually almost one-tried that final boss. That to me was crazy. I was like, I was like, if not for a couple of the grab moves, I would have actually beaten that in one try. It was so close. But other than that, I hope you all enjoyed the outtake files, because that was phenomenal, chat. I hope you enjoyed that. Some of those were actually pretty genuinely funny, and I had not listened to them prior to the stream, so I hope you enjoyed those things. Oh boy. Yeah, that lingering hitbox was terrible. That's definitely getting clipped. I'm not sure when I'll clip it, chat, but I'll definitely go back and clip it. Assuming one of you has not already beaten me to it, I'll go back and clip it. That was like so unfair. I was like, no, I worked so hard. But in any case, I'd like to thank you all for joining. So on Thursday, we will probably be continuing this game. Expectation on length, I'm going to draw a big question mark on the board. I have never seen this game played before outside of like maybe 30 seconds. I'm serious. I've only seen like 30 seconds of it just to go like, what is it vaguely like? And that's all I've seen of it. I don't know what the plot is like. I don't know what the bosses are. I just saw somebody in the overworld. And I'm like, oh, that kind of plays like it kind of plays like Illusion of Gaia almost at some points. That's what it was kind of reminding me of with the shorter sword stabs. But you know, so far optimistic. I think we'll get pretty far in the game, given that we can also heal in boss fights. Now, see, if we couldn't heal during boss fights, this game would be definitely much harder. One thing that's kind of a shame that there's no translated version whatsoever, like not even just like people patching it or just the general talking about it, is apparently they realized the game was like, they thought the game was too easy for East standards, so they released like a master edition of this game, chat, that has like enhanced difficulty. We're not going to play that one though. I'm like, listen, if it's not in English, I'm not going to play it. It's just like that simple. Like even if I had all the hardware needed to somehow run this thing, I wouldn't be able to read it. So it's like, what would be the point? But in any case, I think that's it for my East 5 fun facts. But I just want to give like kind of a general statement of where I think we can go in the future after East. I know immediately after this playthrough, chat, we're gonna replay Lacrimosa, and I will break that game for you, chat. I am so mad at how close I was to breaking that game on my own on purpose on stream, and I like just barely didn't do the right thing to find the most broken thing in the game. I was so close, chat. I was so close. I was like so upset because like I must have been jumping at that stupid wall in Lacrimosa for like a good 40 minutes, both on stream and off stream. Like so like 80 minutes total. And I swear I must have just like I must have I feel like I stated at one point where I'm like, when you swap characters, I notice you don't really lose height. I remember stating it around that point in the game. Maybe it wasn't specifically at that point, but I remember mentioning it, I think when I was Donna, for example. I'm pretty sure when we had Donna, I made that comment. And it was from testing things like that. And I'm like, I was so close. Oh, it involves Sahad. Of course it involves Sahad. And that's what kills me. I'm like, I was playing all the right characters, and I was just off by like one input. And I found I missed magic by an input, chat. It's like such a heartbreaker. So close, but we're gonna destroy Lacrimosa. So I will warn you, chat, we will play Lacrimosa after this game, but spoilers, it might only be a session long. It's gonna be a quick game. We're not gonna play it on a high difficulty to show this off, but we're gonna break the game. I feel like it's only fair. It's not fair that we played that too legit. It's, you know, after like East 1 and 2 made us basically play the game as intended. Origin made us mostly play as intended. We had a couple weird bugs. Obviously Memories of Celceta was we took some very liberal liberal choices in terms of following what the game wanted. You know, we enjoyed that. So hopefully we could get to something like that. That I'm gonna try to practice for between streams, because it is very easy to not know where to go, because the sequence breaks that are possible from this one trick are absolutely insane. We will be skipping chapters in like seconds, and remembering where you're supposed to go in any given chapter is going to be difficult. I'll put it that way. I'm not sitting through the dialogue either. So I'm gonna try to maybe do it on my own once or twice, maybe not do it completely blind, and then just kind of push forward. I will not try to go all the way to the end, but I want to get past like the hard parts of where am I supposed to go. Doing it and doing it maybe not so much, but if I see it again, I'll go vaguely like, okay, I think I can do that. I think I know what's happening here. So we're gonna try to replicate some stuff we saw that I saw on a different stream. That way we could say we broke that game, and then we'll probably check out the files again. If I have anything special to share, we'll tidy up Lacrimosa with the hey, look at all the files, exploit East more. So I guess my recommendation so far is don't purchase East 5 because you can't get music with it for free. I mean, other than the fact that it's secondhand market only. Obviously, they don't sell this game anywhere. Hopefully, they remake this game at some point. I mean, they went on to East 9 and East 8. And also, they did East 7 without really doing another remake. Although, I guess technically Salsetta was a remake around that point in time. Probably after 7, I think. But who knows? Maybe in a couple years, we'll finish off East 5, the remaster. We'll see where it goes. But until then, I'd just like to say thank you all for joining. If you missed one of the other playthroughs or a different session, I'm going to remind people that not only does the Twitch hold it for a certain amount of time, but we have the Ziggy Pixar VOD's YouTube account. It's spelled there exactly how you would search it on YouTube. So if you want to rewatch one of the other series in preparation for something, like remembering Lacrimosa before we destroy it horribly, it is there for you to witness on YouTube. And I think for now, I'd just like to say I do appreciate all the comments throughout. And hopefully you had a good time. I had a good time. Other than that one boss killing me, I did not have a good time doing that. But I think overall the game went okay. It went okay. So thank you all for joining, and hopefully you have a good day or a good night, depending on the time zone.